Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. We're going to talk about all things dreaming today. Dreams start with the letter D. So, we're going to go take a deep dive at what that means when we are having dreams. If you're new here, my name is Dr. Robin Scott. I am a clinical pharmacist and sleep health coach, helping people to get the most amazing sleep ever. So we're also doing a series where we're doing A to Z sleep hacks. And this particular hack, we're looking at specifically, we're going to be looking at the letter D. So we did A, B, C. So we're still early on. This live will be saved and recorded onto YouTube. So if you want to take notes or grab a notebook, get ready. We'll have all of this on YouTube saved. So one of the first things I wanted to talk about is what lucid dreaming is and some tips and hints for you to actually practice lucid dreaming. So we talked about it a little bit yesterday. I gave you a little bit of a teaser in terms of what it means to have a lucid dream. So lucid dream is a dream where you become consciously aware inside of the dream that you are dreaming, which is pretty fascinating. I don't know if anyone's ever experienced that before. Let me know here. I see a few people trickling here on TikTok. Let me know in the comments if you've actually had one of these dreams before. This is where you are aware. You kind of wake up in the dream and say, hey, wait a minute, I'm dreaming. But really, in real life, you are asleep. So that's something very, very interesting and powerful to note. The realization allows you to gain access to your waking memories. So you actually have access to, what's going on in your normal everyday waking life. That's what the dreams will actually have you do when you have lucid dreams. So we're going to talk about some of the benefits of having a lucid dream. Some of the benefits are just kind of practical benefits, being able to explore, do all of the things you want to do in a safe environment, because you're not going to be harmed because you're really in the dream world. You are no longer just a passive observer when you're having a lucid dream. You are actually actively influencing, shaping, and exploring your dream world, all while knowing that you are really asleep in this dream time. So we're going to talk about some of that. So one of the first things is we're talking about the benefits of actually getting a lucid sleep is you're going to have complete freedom in a world that can only be limited by your imagination. So you have a certain freedom there because you're safe. You're inside of the dream world. So you're not, getting into any dangerous, potentially, harmful situations because you're dreaming. And so you're able to way, way more freely explore because of that. Also, so you can see, different things actually controlling your environment, things you probably can't even do in the conscious world, doing these actual things. If you have something that you're afraid of in the conscious world, you can actually embark on this and actually get over this in lucid dreams. You can confront these fears in a safe environment. Once again, you're just dreaming versus the actual real world. And you can actually confront any phobias you have, any fears you may have in this safer dream environment. It allows you to really actually have the potential to defeat and get ahead of any phobias you have in real life. Confronting those in the lucid dream can assist you with doing that. Also, in a lucid dream, you can undergo what they call emotional healing and closure. A lot of times in lucid dreams, we may see, loved ones who have gone on. Also, former relationships that we haven't quite had that closure on. When we have that lucid dream, going to sleep at night, having that dream time, we can actually reconnect with loved ones who have passed away and actually get that emotional closure that we need and actually wake up feeling more rejuvenated, happy, and thrilled that we got to connect with the loved one. We were aware of it in the dream that they were no longer here, but really talk with them. during that time. It was interesting. I had a lucid dream about a relative, and it was very interesting, this information they shared with me. I actually told them in the dream, I said, you're no longer here. You have passed on. And they said something very peculiar to me. They told me that, yes, in your that particular dimension where you're at now, Dr. Robin, I have passed on, but I'm not gone in all the different dimensions that are available. So I thought that was very intriguing. They were aware that a lot of this when we see quantum mechanics and quantum physics, I know that's kind of way beyond what we're talking about today, but that there's multiple layers of worlds going on around us. And in the dream world is actually one of those different layers that's occurring. So having that opportunity to see a loved one, to share with them and have a good time with them was really, really fulfilling in the lucid dream. Also, in a lucid dream, you can have amazing creative inspiration. Once again, you could just go for it. Unlike you would in a regular life, in a regular world, when you have that lucid dream where you actually wake up inside of the dream, even though you're still asleep, you have that opportunity to actually just explore your creativity during that time. So you can tap into your subconscious, whether it's for music, arts, designing, storytelling, whatever it may be. You can actually tap into that. And since you're awake in the dream, you can bring some of that inspiration back to the conscious world, which is really, really amazing about having a lucid dream. Lucid dreams also allow us to have access to what we would call subconscious powers. So, any subconscious powers that we're looking to increase in life, actually, and any just hidden insights or memories, we can tap into those while we're having a lucid dream. And stay tuned. I'm going to give you some tips and hints, even some herbal recommendations, so that you may even want to try tonight to have that lucid dream where you wake up inside of the dream. They're pretty amazing. They're fun too. Um, I want to say also, I have found that you can actually encounter personal healing on lucid dreams. You can have that emotional healing that you've always wanted to have while you're dreaming, and also personal growth during those times. Because you're having real life scenarios, even though you realize that you are awake inside of a dream, you can act out all types of things that will actually increase your growth. You can go get a degree in a dream, you can go learn a new skill, pick up a new language. All of these things can be activated on while you're having that lucid dreaming. There's also self-health and healing. You can go to, amazing river and get healing for your body. You can go to all types of places. You can go to a special healer that you like to work with and actually increase your well-being and your health while you are dreaming. One of the most popular things I've heard about is people actually being able to affect their prosperity and their abundance while they're dreaming. They're able to affect these items and these issues actually while they're dreaming and bring them into the real life. We have a lot of stories of some famous entrepreneurs, famous musicians, famous artists. And when asked them, how did these ideas come to you? They said, I was in a dream and this came to me in a dream. So dreams can be very, very, very powerful to really give us those good messages and give us great ideas for abundance and prosperity. One of the major things to try lucid dreaming is just for having fun. Just, I like the idea that it's a safe environment for having fun. We could do a lot of things in the real world that may not be the safest, but still would be fun to try. I like being in this controlled dream world environment where you can really have fun, explore, and have a lot of enjoyment. for the lucid dreaming. So those are some of the benefits of lucid dreaming. We'll go over those again. If you're able to wake up inside of a dream, you can experience freedom, exploring, overcome fears and phobias, emotional healing and closure with loved ones or anyone with a past relationship. You can get a lot of creative inspiration to bring back into the real world here. You can access subconscious knowledge that isn't really available to you while you're awake. You can also experience personal growth, mental training, self health, well being, and abundance, prosperity, and most of all, just having a fun, good time when you're doing lucid dreaming. So, we're going to talk about now some of the things that can help you with lucid dreaming. So first, we're going to look at a few different herbs. No one has paid me. This is not a paid promotion, but I'll share with you. I'm having a good experience. This is by a company, Anima Mundi Apothecary, and it is their Lucid Dreaming Tea. And this tea allows me to get very, very vivid dreams. And actually to wake up inside of the dreams as well. So I've been having fun, enjoying actually doing this. And so I'm going to go over some of the ingredients that are in the tea. A lot of these ingredients are ingredients that you'll see in general for helping you to sleep at night. But they've gone a step further, just not for helping people to sleep at night, but actually to have a great lucid dream. So some of the ingredients are kava kava, tulsi, blue lotus, skullcap, ashwagandha. There's passion flower in here. Trying to think what else. Blue corn flowers, and that's the major ingredients. There's a small amount of ginger, stevia. And so you can get this combination as well, but you don't have to. If you prefer to just have one tea, you can try one. It's called a Kalia tea. Now, Kalia is made in Mexico. It's called the Mexican Dream Herb. And that tea is particularly great for dreams. So not just lucid dreams, but having dream recall. And we'll talk a little bit about what that means to actually recall your dreams and some effective ways to help you to do that. Another tea we've heard is mugwort. Now, I always tell everyone, you want to check with your primary care practitioner, whoever you go to, whether you go to a nurse practitioner, a PA, a physician. I know some people see herbalists. You definitely want to check with them before you go ahead and, oh, hi, Ashley. Ashley's here. Yes, that's one of the major ones, the Mexican Dream Herb, Kalia. And I'll spell that for you guys, for those of you who are taking notes. It's Calea, and it's called, if you Google Mexican Dream Herb, it will come up for you. So that's a great, great herb to start with. Once again, you always want to check with your practitioner to make sure that you are in good health condition to actually be able to receive herbs, that you won't have any drug interactions, any major side effects based on your prior health. Mugwort was the second one, and it will enhance your dream intensity, the memory, and sometimes it will give you really lucid dreams as well. Blue lotus is also great. It's great as a mild sedative for sleep as well, and also for sometimes getting those vivid dreams. It also gives you just a nice sense of euphoria, and that's the blue lotus tea. And so those are some of the major teas you're going to go over. Now, there are some supplements as well. Very, very low dose melatonin can actually help to give you some lucid dreaming. So I'm not talking about like those 5 milligram doses or the 10 milligram doses that you see a lot in your store. I'm thinking about the 0.3 to 0.5 milligrams. So really, really small doses of melatonin. Now, buyer beware with the melatonin. I've had some clients come to me and they expressed to me that they were having issues with really overly vivid dreams. So they weren't necessarily lucid where they could kind of control the actions inside of the dream. These dreams were vivid, and some of them even led into nightmares. So that's something to be careful with, definitely melatonin. So the smallest dose possible, zero point 0.3 milligrams for that. We talked about, actually yesterday we talked about choline. Choline's found in large amounts in egg yolks and eggs. You also can get it in liver. Soy lecithin is another source for the choline. And this helps to support the memory. This is a precursor to the acetylcholine, which is one of our major neurotransmitters. So that's another one that you can definitely get or try. Tryptophan, we talked about that. Tryptophan is found in a lot of foods. So if you're drinking or eating something like turkey before dinner, or even like for Thanksgiving, all of us get exhausted after having that big Thanksgiving dinner because turkey is very, very high in tryptophan. But tryptophan can also be found in a supplement. So tryptophan will actually help to leading in your serotonin, and it can actually help with getting that actual lucid dreaming in. So those are some of the few supplements that you can try. And there are some actual techniques for lucid dreaming as well. So some of the major ways is actually starting with the intention that you want to wake up in your dream tonight. They tell people to look at their hands. They can look at their hands as they're falling asleep. And that kind of is giving you your anchor point. Because when you see those same hands, when you wake up in the dream, you know you're in that lucid phase. So I want to talk about some more about looking at dream theory, some essential concepts. To this day, we really don't know what is going on when we have dreams, right? We don't know if we are having somewhat of an experience where we're actually transitioning a little bit to a whole nother dimension, almost similar to a death experience, but not quite. We know we're going somewhere. We know that things seem really real, and sometimes things seem really wonky and strange too in these dreams. So sleep, we're going to go into some of our sleep concepts and some of those theories. So the first one is REM sleep is where we get the most vivid dreams that we remember. So REM sleep is where we get that rapid eye movement in. And the rapid eye movement sleep is the stage most closely linked to the vivid dreams and also most closely linked to the lucid dreams. And this is where we get the more story-like dreams and the really emotional dreams. So if you're excited about exploring the dream world, making sure that you get good, deep sleep in the REM phase is very, very important. Dreams help with emotional regulation. It's believed that during the day, we get so many things bombarded at us, lots of emotions going through. I think they say that in a typical day, humans can have like 40 to 50,000 thoughts. So all of that can definitely bombard and overwhelm our brain. So getting good sleep and getting those dreams will actually help regulate the emotions that we feel through all of those thoughts and through all of the things that are going on. Dreams can help reflect unresolved daytime conflicts. Once again, all of the things that are going on during the day, sometimes we can get answers to a lot of that in our dream world. Our dream world is also a place where thoughts and memories get consolidated and jailed and help to stick so that we can remember things as well. So our dream recall, the next one, dream recall is tied to how long we sleep. You remember dreams best when you awake directly from your REM sleep. So if you've been sleeping a long time, and a lot of people don't realize this, but you go in and out all of the multiple phases of sleep all night long. So you're going to go in and out, in and out. And if you wake up during one of the REM phases, you will actually remember that dream more. Now, some of the things I work with clients with when I'm encouraging them how they should best remember their dreams, you need to have a little notebook right by your bed. I find that just, getting up, going to the bathroom, you may completely forget the dream that fast. So you want to have in mind, have a pen and a notebook. You want to actually be writing things down while you're lying down, because the minute you get up and sit up, it starts to leave. It's very interesting. And then by the time you use the restroom and come back, they could be completely gone. I also encourage people, you'll notice that during the day, certain things will trigger you. You may see a beautiful yellow flower and say, "Oh my God, I remember that yellow dress I wore in the dream last night." It's very, very possible that you will be triggered throughout the day to remember various dreams. And that is for a reason. That's no such thing as coincidence, right? We know that's for a reason that you're being definitely triggered and alerted to the dream realm. So write those down. Now, I'll often get questions about, what do certain dreams mean? One of the things I like people to keep in mind when it comes to their dreams is, how did that dream make you feel? And I'll give you an example. Maybe I saw a dog in my dream, and I love dogs. And I'm like, oh, that dog made me so happy. And I was thrilled. And I was on top of the world that I saw that cool dog in the dream. That was so amazing. But another person will say, I had this dream about this dog, and, I don't really like them. They were strange and weird. So it is really, really key that you want to make note when you're writing down the dream. How did you feel? Because it's going to differ from person to person. Some person may say, someone was chasing me with a baseball bat, and that was a horrible dream. Someone else will say, oh, someone did chase me with a baseball bat, but I love baseball. And it just gave me a good feeling that I was going to go be playing softball later. So note how you feel for your dreams to really help interpret what they may mean for you. Let's see some other things about dreams. We talked about dreams can inspire creativity and problem solving. It is believed that everybody dreams in some capacity. Now, some people may think to themselves, oh, no, I never dream. Oh, it just doesn't happen. What happens is that a lot of people do not actually remember their dreams. That's the issue. So thank you. Thank you for the hearts, everybody. Thank you. And so a lot of people just don't remember them, but it is believed that everyone has them. At one time, it was believed that people mostly dreamed in black and white, but that thought has definitely changed. People dream in a variety of different colors. I know I've definitely seen colors in my dream. So that is something, and I've dreamed in a variety of mixture of black and white and colors as well. So I think they said that they noticed that people were dreaming in black and white when black and white television was the predominant entertainment on the planet, that people were just kind of used to seeing these images in black and white and were replaying those similar images in their dream world. But now, since we have color, we have beautiful color on our YouTubes and TikToks, we see definitely dreams in color. So I want to see if there's anything else. So your dream content evolves with your age and your mental state. Children's dreams are much more fantastical. While, as adults, we may dream about going to work, our relationships, dealing with family. Our dreams seem to be probably more of our everyday lives, where kids' dreams are more definitely of the fantasy world. Let's see, nightmares often indicate emotional overload or PTSD. So an occasional nightmare be normal, but when you have repetitive negative dreams over and over, they can definitely serve as a warning sign to your mental health and how well you're dealing with life. I know life gets to lifing for all of us. We hear stories of war, rumors of war, all of these things going on can definitely affect our dream world. So this is a good sign to take a note of if you're having consistent nightmares and bad dreams. That is something to look at in terms of the quality of your mental health, and to definitely seek help to help calm those dreams down, definitely. Another sleep theory and concept is that sleep deprivation suppresses your REM, and then it can cause a REM rebound. So that's once again your rapid eye movement. So you've been sleep deprived for a while. It can actually suppress your ability to have a lot of dreams. And then it can rebound to kind of make up for it. So we definitely want to look at getting good, deep, restorative sleep so that we have dreams. Dreams seem to be working very effective for us. They seem to be a really, really great way for us to have emotional regulation, whether we're doing lucid dreaming to explore, have creative downloads, actually working with, if we have someone that's passed on, or even people who are still here, but working through relationships and issues with that. We get a lot of great benefits from getting dreams on a regular basis. So let's see. I talked about everything I wanted to do with dreaming. Some of the people, you do want to make notes if you're having recurring dreams and what those may mean for you in that aspect. Recurring dreams like flying and so forth, mirrors. They all have a meaning. Those things aren't just there by coincidence. Once again, I always encourage people, look at how you're feeling with those dreams. And that can definitely help to really assess what's going on and what the dream world is trying to tell you. Let's see, any other things I want to go on to dreams before I talk about some of the other letter D's. Definitely keep a dream journal is a good idea. Like I said, it probably needs to be as close to your bed as possible, right next to you with your pen, because the longer you wait, the longer, the quicker you'll forget the dream, which is really interesting. Just getting up and stretching a bit. It's like, oh my God, I had a great dream. Now I forgot. I know some people even use a voice recorder on their phone to kind of record specifically what happened. So any way that's easy for you to record is very good. So a dream journal is super helpful in that condition. And so we're going to talk about some other D's that we talk about with sleep. We talked about discipline. If you're having a hard time getting to sleep, you definitely need the discipline to have a consistent bedtime and a consistent wake time. It doesn't have to be an exact same minute and second every single night, but it can be within a 30-minute window so that you're getting that good sleep and you're setting your circadian rhythm to let it know that. We talked about diaphragmatic breathing. So we went over breathing exercises. So ideally, you should be breathing from your diaphragm to really get into the most oxygen and doing your exhales through that as well, so that you can really calm yourself down, regulate the nervous system for good deep sleep at night. We talked about eliminating D for distractions. So noise, too much light. You definitely want to regulate those distractions so that you are able to get good sleep. We talked about diet and definitely having that cutoff time about 3 hours before bed so that you can have that cutoff time for the big, large meal so that your body isn't digesting that before you go to sleep. One of the things we hadn't talked about yet is the delta wave brain. These are delta brain waves. The delta waves, they dominate our deep sleep phase and they're associated with the most restorative sleep that we can get. So you can use some things to help enhance them. We talked about the binaural beats and some of the other meditation music can also help lead you into the delta state. And that's where we get our really good sleep. I'm trying to think what else we have. It starts with D. Detoxification is a major D. It's hard to get good sleep if we are, full of toxins. So doing a detox on a regular basis can actually help us to get good sleep. So drinking good, clean water. I think we're all at the point now, we know we can't turn on the faucet for our water. So we have to get good, high quality water. Some of the best water are some of the reverse osmosis machines. Those remove most of the chemicals in water and they also remove any radiation. So getting good high quality water on a regular basis, watching what we're putting into our bodies, limiting alcohol, any, drugs, really doing a detox. Now, one of the detoxes I always like to talk about is what we're putting on our skin and in our hair. A lot of chemicals, and they actually call them endocrine disruptors, are in our cosmetics. They're in our hair care. They're in our perfumes. Are some of the worst things doing when you have these variety of perfumes that are around. You want to use as much as possible natural fragrances, usually from essential oils, because those wreak havoc. The unnatural perfumes are majorly wreaking havoc on our endocrine system. Um, so definitely doing a detox, looking at your chemicals. Are you washing your hair with a lot of dangerous chemicals like sodium lauryl sulfate, parabens? And as a Black woman, they put more dangerous chemicals in some of our hair care products than other products. So that's something we want to be very, very careful of. Now, what year is this? 2025, we have a lot of options. We have, health food stores everywhere. We have Whole Foods, we have Trader Joe's, we have online Amazon. We have a lot of options where we don't have to use dangerous chemicals. I was just reading once, and I love to get this in the summer, but I didn't get it this summer because they're saying that the hair, if we get hair braided into our hair, that those come from a lot of toxic chemicals as well that they're using. And I had no idea about that till about this year sometime. So we really want to be careful and read the ingredients on everything. It's hard to get a good night's sleep if we are full of toxicity. How you're cooking your food. Are you cooking your food as much as possible in stainless steel pans or cast iron? We don't want that Teflon where those pieces of the Teflon are coming off and we're actually eating those. That definitely causes a lot of toxicity in our bodies. Um, Once again, there are actually nail companies now that make low toxicity nail polish. Nail polish contains things like formaldehyde, which is like a part of an embalming fluid. We don't want to be overloading our bodies. It's hard to get good sleep, and it's hard for us to maintain good health when we see that we have so much going on in terms of being toxic. So definitely do a detox on a regular basis. Let's see. We talked about yesterday. We also looked into downtime. Do you just jump into bed after, doing a whole bunch of stuff, laundry, getting the kids fed, whatever it is, or do you have that downtime? Do you have downtime where you actually have a power down hour? So some people is going to differ. You may not have that whole hour to do. If you just have 10 to 15 minutes to set the tone and to alert your body, mind, and soul that it's time to rest and time to go to bed, you will have a much better time of getting good sleep at night if you're able to do that. So there's some very simple techniques. I like to do bath time. You could do a warm shower. I know some people don't even have bathtubs. They have some really nice places, but they didn't come with bathtubs. You can do a foot soak. Even a hand soak in the sink is good. Up to your elbows, it feels good. Putting a little aromatherapy in there, mixing that with that is a great idea before bed. We talked about earlier in the week reading. Reading, be bored with your reading though. Don't read anything that's exciting and upsetting you. Something that puts you to sleep is what you definitely want for that. We talked about detoxing the body from chemicals. A digital detox in the evening is a good idea as well. We all know that our screens, whether it's our laptop, our phone, our computer, all emit blue light. So we don't want that blue light because it inhibits our body's natural way to make melatonin. So we want our melatonin. We need our melatonin to get that great night's sleep. So definitely doing that digital detox at least 1 hour before bed. So I know a lot of people, and some of us probably are here on TikTok. I'm gonna have to get off soon too to get ready for my bedtime. But that 1 hour before bed, you want to turn off, turn away from your cell phone, your laptop, your tablets, all of that, because you want to be able to get good sleep. So at least 1 hour before. I talked about more for digital detox. You want to have that phone away from your head. A lot of people I know, they put their cell phone right by their head, and it's emitting a lot of electricity and so forth, and a lot of radiation as well at nighttime. So, and that's really hampering their ability to get good sleep. It's like almost, we didn't have a lot of issues as humans sleeping 100 years ago, or even before then, like 1900. And when we think about what we didn't have there, we didn't have a lot of electricity, so we naturally followed a circadian rhythm. Our food was healthier, so we didn't have a lot of chemicals and so forth in our food causing us not to be able to sleep. Had good hydration. Our food had more water. We got better exercise. We lived outdoors more, got more sunshine and sunlight. So these are some things to keep in mind as to, why we're having issues right now in our society with getting great sleep. So those are some of the things we're looking at. So that's basically what we have for today. So I'll do a quick recap, and I'll see if there's any questions. So our recap today, we went into lucid dreaming, what it really is. And I love that we have so many benefits from it. So our lucid dreaming, once again, is when you become consciously aware inside of the dream that you're dreaming. You know that you're asleep, you know that you're dreaming, but that you still are actually asleep and you're not in your conscious mind. That's really amazing to me that we have that ability to go to sleep at night and to wake up inside of the dream. So some of the offers and the benefits that lucid dreaming has includes the freedom and the exploration, overcoming fears and phobias, emotional healing and closure, being inspired creatively, and being able to bring that inspiration. You may get a great idea for business, or a great idea for your work, or a great idea for your family while you're dreaming. You will have access to subconscious knowledge. You'll be able to actually enjoy some healing, personal growth. And most of all, you're going to have some fun. And who doesn't need fun right now in our lives? I think we all need a certain amount of fun and enjoyment and happiness right now. And lucid dreaming can definitely assist with that. We also talked about some of the different herbs that can assist with lucid dreaming. Once again, these people, they're not paying me, but I enjoy their tea, Anima Mundi Apothecary. And this is a special dream tea. And I'll let you all see this as well, TikTok. This is a special dream tea to assist you in actually getting the lucid dreaming in. Anything, if you don't get a lucid dream every night with this, I find that pretty much 100% your dreams are very vivid. So that's something to try. You always want to talk to your primary care, your MD, your NP, your PA, to make sure that this is okay for you to take. We looked at some of the other different supplements, such as choline, super low dose melatonin that can also assist. We talked about that by your bed, you need to have a dream journal, because once it's just something amazing. Like, we can have the most amazing, wonderful dream, but if you don't have that journal and your pen right by your bed, the minute you get up, it's like that dream has disappeared. So to be able to really get the most from our dreams, keep a dream journal. We also talked about being aware of how our dreams make us feel. And so you want to definitely, be aware of that. And that's going to help you to interpret your dreams at night. I gave the example of a dog. I think dogs are cute and I love them. And so if I dream of one, it's a happy, good meaning coming to me. But if someone else was like, oh no, those are my least favorite animals, I don't like them, that would mean something totally different for them. So be careful with these dream dictionaries. I know I like to look in them. We all like to look in a dream dictionary, but ultimately, we really don't. We can't go by a standard dictionary to tell us what a dream means because it's going to mean different things for different people depending on how we feel and how we felt while we dreamt that. So that's something definitely to keep in mind. We talked about some of the dream theory and some of the essential concepts, such as REM sleep is where we get our most vivid dreams and where we're most likely to actually have the actual dream itself for the lucid dreaming. Looked at the sleep deprivation can actually suppress the REM stage so that you don't get really great dreams. So we definitely want to be well rested, refreshed, rejuvenated, and getting that good deep sleep that we need every single night. So I'm gonna see if there are any questions. Let's see. Let's see if TikTok has any questions. Okay. Someone has a question about spiritual connotations in dreams. In the dealing with the spirit realm. So that's something very interesting. And that could be definitely, we don't have a lot of studies or information on there. You won't be able to go to Google Scholar or PubMed to see that. But I do am aware of people who do think that, the spiritual realm is intermixing with us in the dream realm. If there's nightmares that are occurring because of that, there's some things you can do, like using sage to help, sage that area before sleep. If you find like your kids are having issues with dream, putting like a bowl of water underneath the bed during the day while they're not there can help absorb some things. There's some various crystals I know that people like to use to help with dream recall. So those are something interesting as well to use. So there's a lot of different things. Having the ability to spend some time. No, Ashley spends a lot of time with us in the Word and prayer. Definitely, those are definitely spiritual connotations that can be seen in our dream world that we need to pay attention to. We talked about yesterday being able to turn things over to a higher power before going to bed helps release a lot of the stress and the issues that we're dealing day to day. And I definitely want you all to check out Ashley Marie. She gives amazing, A Marie Talks is her YouTube channel here. She gives out amazing words and scriptures on a daily basis. So definitely they do have a spiritual connotation. I would say yes to that. Let's see the other TikTok questions. Okay. So someone wants to know what kind of crystals can help during bedtime. Okay, once again, we don't have a lot of information. It's really a trial and error to see. I do love crystals. I have a crystal collection. One night, I'm going to have to come on here and show you all some of my crystals. I love playing around with crystals and wearing different crystals. There are some crystals that will cause you to have poor dreams and bad dreams. And it'll differ from person to person. I remember I had an aunt that gave me a necklace, and I liked her necklace. I was like, "Your necklace is gorgeous. I want it." And she was like, "I don't sleep good with it. I don't even sleep good with it near me. Here, you can have it." And I've been wearing it and I sleep great. So, and she said, "I'm glad you got rid of that necklace for me." So it is going to differ from person to person, but your crystals and different alloys you're wearing, gold and silver, can affect some of, things in the dream world. They definitely can. Yeah. So, okay, that's it for TikTok. Let's see if any information. Okay, great. I'm glad you found information good here on YouTube. Thank you. Well, wonderful. This has been really great tonight, exploring the D in dreams. Tomorrow we'll continue on with the alphabet. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I'm Dr. Robin Scott. I'm a clinical pharmacist and sleep health coach, helping you to get the most amazing sleep. So take care, and I'll see you next time. Have a great night.